The 2 years that I have been president, I've seen the character of students in the worst of times. The Cube Fire is a big example. Friday night, 15th November, there's a fire in the building and I see the community coming together.
Evacuation of the private residential building began almost immediately. There were multiple fire exits and 200 firefighters were deployed.
They did not run. Most of the students stayed and tried to help other students get out and save so many lives.
Within hours of the blaze breaking out, donations began to pour in from across the town.
Quickly move those students to a safe place. Donations, the community involvement, with everything from people turning up with phone chargers to people walking in. A guy walked in yesterday with £1,000 in cash and just handed it over and said, give this to the appeal.
You talk about the Cube Fire. 3 months later, there's a pandemic.
Unwelcome but expected, the coronavirus has hit the UK.
I would now like to invite the President of the Students' Union for 2019 to 2021, Ansh Sachdeva.
Firstly, massive congratulations to you all. Yes, you made it. We made it. I know the last 2 years haven't been easy at all. The Cube Fire in November 2019 was traumatic to say the least. You inspired me and your peers, and we got through. Just 3 months later, in March 2020, just when we were getting over the previous crisis, we were all hit by the pandemic and a series of lockdowns. I know you all haven't had an easy time. Some of us have dealt with the loss of loved ones, with personal struggles and several challenges along this journey. There were so many moments when I felt like giving up, but each time I was inspired by the character and the resilience of the students I have led over the past 2 years. We should thank our families, lecturers, friends, who helped us become who we are. I know it feels like we are saying goodbye, but we'll carry a piece of each other into everything that we do next to remind us who we are. Once again, congratulations, and I'll miss you all. Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor, it is my pleasure to invite the Vice-Chancellor, Professor George Holmes, to present a special award to Ansh Sachdeva.
Mr. Chancellor, there can be few occasions where a Vice-Chancellor could have such a privilege and such an enjoyable task as to hand over to the President of our Students' Union from 2019 to 2021 an award of excellence. The Student Union President's job, of course, is to work for and tirelessly for the students of the university to deliver the best possible student satisfaction and service for those students. During his time as President of the Student Union, Ansh has worked tirelessly with the university, hand in glove as it is today, or hand in hand as it was pre-COVID, to deliver a service to those students through some very difficult times. That's why we wanted to recognise Ansh with this special award for excellence, for his service as SU President in general, but for particularly his work around the Cube, when colleagues will be aware that the students were displaced from a private landlord accommodation, and Ansh stepped up to the mark immediately that night, took charge of the Student Union and led forward from the front as a student the response to that fire in conjunction with the university. And the students, there were 220 plus students involved in that incident, and Ansh rallied those students round and delivered an amazing response on behalf of the entire university, which I was proud and privileged to work with him on. He also, of course, as the President of the Student Union, has fronted the university's response to COVID-19 from the student sense. And so, this award actually comes from the Royal Society of St.George. As the President of that charity, I'm delighted to be able to present Ansh today with a commemoration of the excellence that he's achieved during his term of office. You have embodied the values of that society in selfless giving of charity at a time when people needed it, both through the pandemic and through the Cube Fire. I'd like to invite my colleague Amanda to bring forward the trophy that I can hand over to the President of the Union. With our best wishes and congratulations. Very well done. Well deserved.
It's an absolute honor, an absolute privilege to get this award. There are so many people in the room who I've had a special relationship, friends, colleagues, and who have supported me through this time. And to get this prestigious award makes me very humble. I would like to thank the community of Bolton who have given me so much love and support over the past 2 years. The university, the senior management, the students who supported me through thick and thin. It was their character and resilience that inspired me to do what I did. I would like to thank my parents, my family, who have been an absolute rock, and I wouldn't be standing here without. I've lost loved ones, but I have had the absolute pleasure of serving you over the last 2 years, and I would like to do that in the future as well. Thank you. Thank you.